If two users are both admin, they should have same access. This assumption is wrong. And if your SaaS believes it, then you already have security issue in production. Hi, I'm Saman. Let's dig into it. This is where most authorization systems begin. Admin becomes synonym for power, a global label that bypasses everything. And at first, it works until your systems become multi-tenant. Let's try to design a simple system, a multi-tenant system. We have an organization, it has an administration, and nothing unusual, right? Again, another admin, another organization. This is how a multi-tenant is done, right? The common thing between Alice and Bob is they both are admin. Most systems never write this line. They believe it. They treat admin as a universal truth instead of contextual one. Basically, what we are doing is a global role check. And if we translate it into a code, it might look like this. Yeah, right? This is the first failure mode. A role check with no concept of contextuality. What's the context in it? Right? Alice, which belongs to organization A and is an admin, should be able to access the data of Go, which belongs to organization B, because this is the global check. This line has no idea where it is running. It cannot distinguish between admin of organization A or admin of this organization and admin somewhere else. And just like that, we have created a cross-tenant data. Teams usually catch the first part. So they try to fix it. How? They will add an organizational check. But I have intentionally added a bug in this code as well. Let me know if you guys were able to find it. No? Okay. It's this or operator. Because if we evaluate it, if you are an admin, it will be true, right? But if you do not belong to the same organization, this will be false. And then true and false is true. So any admins of any organization still passes. This is how authorization bugs survive for release. So you have to be careful in that, right? So let's shift the model. Roles are not context. Roles are only global labels. Multi-tenant systems require context. Authorization is not about who you are. It is about where you are allowed to act. If you're following this video, you might have understood that we need a smallest power. What does this mean? Let's use this organization example and expand on it. We had an organization A, right? Let's label it organization A. Let's add teams into this organization. This organization has the ability to add teams. Let me add two teams, team A and team B. And in the team A, we have Alice, which was inside the organization A. This organization also has some resources as well. So, for example, it has project X, which belongs to team A, and project Y, which belongs to team B. Even when teams scope roles to an organization, the model is still incomplete. Organization have internal boundaries. Organization could have teams, departments, and projects. For example, if I have to draw an arrow, or if Alice tries to access the project Y, which belongs to team B, will Alice or will you be able to access it? Because obviously you have the same role, you have the same tenant. Same with who? Same with Bob, which was in organization B. Alice is also an admin. So you have the same role, same tenant, but you are still unauthorized because tenant is not your smallest security boundary. But what about the shared resources? Each system might have these capabilities, like it could have something like templates. It could have like benchmarks, public dashboards, which could be accessible by all the organization in the multi-tenant system. Like, what about that? So in that case, the policy which might come to your mind would be if the user and the resource both belongs to the same organization, then we should allow it, right? So if I were to write it, I could do something like user organization ID is equal to resource dot organization ID. We should allow it, right? Nope, that's not the case. This policy blocks legitimate access. So team loosen it. How? They will allow if you have a new attribute of visibility and it's equal to public. Now ask yourself a question. Who controls this visibility attribute? Authorization is only as strong as the attribute it trusts. Now let's move ahead. What about system actors? System actors could be queues, so do workers. So do they really need contextual data as well in the each scope of multi-tenancy? Yes, they do. Let's see. Now, let's say you have a background worker. This points to all the organizations. The background jobs, which is a system resource or a system actor, these background worker or background jobs, they don't have users. They have no front end, they have no sessions, but they still act on tenant data. So if we have a global role of system dot role is equal to admin, then what? This creates a super user with no bound. Again, the problem is like what we have discussed earlier. This creates a super user with no bound. So what will be the correct model? The correct model would be this. Every system requires a context. How this is better than the above system role is equal to admin? It's just because now the system actors knows that it's processing the jobs for a specific organization, which is being distinguished using this organization ID. So every bug you have seen today comes from missing relationship. Roles don't model relationship. Policies can if you design them correctly. In the last episode, we saw why trusting front-end is no-go, is not good, is a lie. This episode shows something deeper. Even backend policies fail if policies are misunderstood. So to summarize everything, same role does not mean same access. Same tenant does not mean same access. Authorization is not about identity. It is about context. I hope everything makes sense. If you have any comments, how we can improve, or what is missing, drop a comments. See you guys in the next one.